What's going on, people? Welcome to the match preview. As we face Fulham at Selhurst Park, it's time to get a get back after that defeat against Villa 3-1. Well, we'll be discussing a bit of that game, whether we're over or not, and also how big of a game is this for Palace. Injuries, they don't seem like they're going to be getting any better. We'll be discussing that, prediction table, and more. But we want to hear from you, so make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and leave down your thoughts and predictions in the comment section down below. Joined by Stan and T here for this one. Gents, as I said, it might be worth just starting off with that Villa game quickly. I'm not going to delve into it too much, but how are we feeling going into this game after that 3-1 defeat? It still doesn't feel right that we lost that game 3-1 after being 1-0 up. But Stan, are you worried that the players might be deflated, or can you see the flip side? Could they be motivated? How are you feeling?
I'm only just getting over it, mate. We share our pub here with Villa, so there was a fair few more of them than us on Saturday, it wasn't. It was pretty bad, but I'm not deflated, put it that way. I'm just more annoyed at the lack of squad depth, I would probably say, and terrible refereeing. I don't think the squad will be deflated. I think they're professional players, and I think that they'll They will be motivated to make it right, and to put in a good performance and get a result that they deserve. Whether they manage to do that or not is a different question.
Yeah, well, we're going to have your prediction towards the end. And the prediction table is slowly shaping up as well, so we'll show that later on. T, has your opinion changed on the penalty after a few days of predicting on it?
No.
It's still the same, because a lot of Villa fans were on the comments for the match reaction. A lot of them saying, the referee made the right call. But look, it is what it is in terms of the game is done. I'll never forgive... what's his name? Darren England. I just think he's a shocking referee, but he's not going to officiate this game. For this game, T, do you think when you look at second half performance, once again, we start slow in the first half, is there positives to take into it? I know it's Fulham, and a lot of people may think of Fulham last season, but I'll be honest, this year around, at home, I'm fancying the chances a bit more. But from the Villa game coming into this game, are you a bit more hopeful from what you've seen?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of positives to take from the Villa match. I mean, we played well. I do believe. I mean, if you look at the last two goals, one was unfortunate to be done by a call, and another one was just given up because you're going forward trying to get the tying goal. So, and I mean, it is what it is. But I thought we played really well overall. A lot of positives from that one. These guys are professionals. They put that match behind them and they move on and they focus on what's to come with Fulham, and definitely got a chance to get a really good result out of this one. So I really feel like all eyes to Saturday.
100%. After the Villa game, this game became even more important. If we want to have something special going on, we have to be winning this game. That's how I see it. We had a setback against Villa, and Fulham is no Luton or Sheffield United, with all due respect. They've got a few decent players, but at home, I do fancy our chances, and I think we have to be navigating through these games. And Stan, you made a very good point. This squad is thin, and there was another news coming out before the game that Elise is going to be out longer with an injury setback, and is due to be back with Palace potentially after the October international break. And I was actually looking forward to him maybe featuring on the bench in this game, or even starting against Man United in the Cup. If Ayew ain't fit and Elise won't be available for this game, are we walking into a crisis?
Bit of an injury crisis for sure. I do think he is fit because the club posted some footage of FIFA scorecards today, and he was out on the training pitch. So listen,
Elise?
Ayew.
Ayew.
And they said it wasn't anything serious, so that was good to know. They just said it was a possible thigh bruise, like a dead leg. So.
Dead leg, yeah. So I'm going to go on the proviso that he's fit. I never thought I'd, in my life as a Palace fan, say this, but God, do we need him?
You've been heavily critical of him in the past.
Listen, credit where credit is due, lads. We need him. We really need him. And our structure went to pot when he went off last week. So the what's it called? The sooner the better that he's back. Hopefully Saturday. Are we in a crisis? I think. Listen, if some of these injuries don't clear up and we add one or two more, we're in a big crisis, and it highlights our lack of squad depth. Not sure how bad Lerma was. If it's just a light strain, he might be back himself as well. I don't know, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think you made a very good point, and I think a lot of people weren't even really talking about it. Without Villa, we were very close to getting something out of the game without Gahey and also Lerma, two very important players so far this season. Gahey, we saw it last season. Lerma is a new player who's been fantastic for us. So, based on Richards and Hughes' performance, if Gahey and Lerma is fit, do they walk straight back into the side? I think Gahey does, but with Lerma and Hughes, is there a debate there, or for any of these players after the performance against Villa? T?
I think if they're both healthy, they both walk back in. I don't think there's any doubting that because, comparatively to the guys that they're replacing, I think they are the better option at the moment. I think that if anything, because Chris Richards is in a tough situation where you got two of the best center backs in the Prem playing in front of you. Like, that's just tough. And then, Hughesy comes in, plays great, super solid player, but he just doesn't offer you what a guy like Jefferson Lerma offers you, So, great that we have them, though. We talk about a squad that's really thin, that lacks depth. Having two guys like that in crucial positions on the field that are ready to go is important.
Yeah, look, ahead of this game, it kind of helps that we got United in the cup as well, because they're coming off positive performances against Villa, and even if Richards and Hughes doesn't play against Fulham, then you know that they're reliable enough to play against United, which will be a positive. So I don't think they'll be as frustrated. But hats off to both of them for positive performances. But the main talking point once again is Mateta for good reasons. Yeah. Came off the bench, great assist, and him and Edward link up play, perfect once again. So when are we expecting Mateta to start games, Stan? If ever, is it a case of lack of depth? Like, I don't understand what else he needs to do, because he's had a few decent performances now, and surely against Fulham, considering, with all due respect, Schlupp doesn't even look fit to play 90 minutes. Should he be starting in this game at home?
If it was up to me, I'd be going 4-4-2 and I'd be starting him. I do think, though, the problem is now that if we start him, we lose an option off the bench, an attacking option off the bench. One of our only attacking options off the bench, really. So you might see Edouard leading the line on his own. It's no coincidence that Edouard plays better with another striker alongside him. I've said this for years and years. Well, not years and years, but all the time that he's been here. He's not a hold-up striker. He's not a left winger. He's not a hold it up and create something out of nowhere. He needs service. He needs someone to feed him a little bit. He needs balls coming in off the wings. So yeah, my take on it is I would start him, and I would get rid of Schlupp. And Schlupp can be fine as an impact sub, and he's done a good job as that over the years. And I would start Rak-Saki on the wing and go from there.
So I spoke about Rak-Saki yesterday on Palace News. Why did we keep him if we're not going to use him at all? Not even as a starter, even coming off the bench. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Look, against Villa, I said it many times already, but I think the subs, it wasn't enough, and I think they were wrong. Even when we were 1-0 up, you could see that the likes of Schlupp,
they were too late. They were too late.
You need changes. Exactly. And we didn't make them changes. And I feel like we invited the pressure onto us, and not even just forget about energy levels for Schlupp, but Wardy needed a bit more support. And Schlupp doesn't know how to play down the right-hand side. He's not a right-sided player. He's down the left. But look, Stan made a very good point about maybe the lack of depth options coming off the bench with Mateta was to start. But surely it makes a bit more sense if a player doesn't look fit for 9 minutes for Schlupp to come off the bench, then for Mateta, who looks like he's ready, because I don't know what else that we need to do for Mateta and Edouard to start together. It has worked every time they're on a pitch, and whenever they do play, we score goals, and plus we play better as a team.
Yeah, I think Stan's point is super valid. You have to take into consideration. And then you have to think about, in the event that you do something like that, if we do start him, what's our plan for the bench? And I think maybe Stan brought up an option that he didn't even technically mention, but it does make sense. It's like, hey, if you want to go with that 4-4-2 and you want to start Mateta and Edward up top, give Jez Rock-Saki a start. That way you have Ayu to bring off the bench, and he has some positional versatility. Because if we're in need of replacing a striker, maybe you throw Ayu in there up top for one of Edward or Mateta, and then maybe you'll have that type of positional versatility too. Or if you want to replace Rock-Saki with Ayu, you can do that too.
I think we need Ayu.
With Ebbs, look, T. I think Ayu needs to start, bro.
I do. But what I'm saying is he didn't. But were you saying that we start Ayu on the left?
Yeah.
Or were you saying that he wasn't starting at all?
No, start him on the left.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that he wasn't starting. Okay. My apologies. Well, I mean,
but hold up. So no. You guys are still missing Eze.
That was the assumption I was making. I thought Eze was going to be on the left and Rock-Saki was going to be on the right, and Ayu was going to be on the bench. Is what Stan was saying. And I was like, if we do that, then at least you have Ayu to bring off the bench as a possible.
I think Ayu needs to start. Ayu's earned his spot.
I think Ayu starts. If he's healthy enough to be on the bench, I think he should start. To be honest with you.
Yeah. For me, if you're gonna bring on Mateta to the starting 11, I think it's for Jeffrey Schlupp. You play them two together up top basically, and then you put Eze maybe out wide and Ayu down the right hand side. I think the problem with Jez, I'm not saying Jez should be starting games where you can make that argument, but if you want Jez to start and you want Mateta to start, then it's going to be two players. I don't know who else comes out the starting 11, but yeah, for me, I think personally that Mateta and Edward should start. But it should be simple case for Mateta for Schlupp and Ayu still on the side because Ayu's been fantastic for us, even with assists as well. Let's quickly look at the league table going into this game. Now that it's slowly shaping up, it's not there yet at the level that I want it to be. After 10 games, that's when you take it a bit more serious. But as you can see, Palace is still in the top 10. We're sitting 9th. A win could take us to 6th. A draw, 8th. So one position up, depending on results, of course, people. And a loss down to 14th. As I said at the start, this game is more important than ever before because one is a home game, and two, if you want to be up there with those teams and want to have something to look forward to week in, week out, you ideally need to be beating Fulham. And this is a nice segue to talk about Fulham because I don't think Fulham are as strong as they were last season. They lost Mitrovic. They have got some quality players, but they don't scare me as much. Last season, first season up, there was a lot of hype. They're done well. But this season, in terms of even the most recent results, they beat Luton narrowly 1-0. I mean, they dominated the game in possession, but they only beat them 1-0. Lost 5-1 to City. Arsenal 2-2 was a very good result away from home. Lost 3-0 to Brentford and beat Everton 1-0. I don't think Fulham are as good as they were last season. For you, Stan, I know you was a bit skeptical going into this game, but don't you think we can get a result? Don't you think we should be aiming to get 3 points? Anything less than 3 would be a bit disappointing?
It depends on who's fit. Listen, I think if you want to be up there, you've got to be winning your home games, unless it's sort of Liverpool or Man City or someone like that. So these are the teams around us that if we are serious about, finishing in, being in and amongst it in the top half of the table, we got to win. But I think, like I've said before, I don't think Palace are a serious outfit at the moment. I think our squad is good in places. I think we're short in other places. And I think these, Villa was a good example last week of how much of a slog it is potentially going to be. If we have Lerma and Ayu back, I think, and Gay, I think we've got a chance of getting a result. That's what I would say. If we don't, then I think we're probably bite your hand off for a point.
Bite half point. T, do you agree?
I mean, I think the one thing that we have to avoid here is losing the match. We can't take a loss here. I think a big part of us being able to make those strides and like you said, play up there and be within the top 10 and be in that conversation is not losing 2 in a row. Like it just can't be a thing. Like you can't have that 6-point slide. You know, when you show the table and looking at where we are right now, if we can't win this one, and of course I think we can, and we should be going in with that mentality. If you can get the point, that will probably be the worst case scenario for me in this situation, because then you go up 1 point, you stay pretty safely within the top 10 for another week. And you have to go back to the drawing board and prepare for the next week, and hopefully you get a better outcome the next week. But I think the one thing we can't do is not is lose this one. We can't afford to take 2 in a row. But I definitely think we can win this one, because I agree with you, D, in saying that this Fulham team is not the same Fulham team that we lost to last year 3-0.
Yeah. We lost to them at home 3-0 without Edouard also playing. I think Edouard and Vieira, they had a fallout in that game. And then we also drew them 2-2 away from home. And as you said, like that game was missing key players and it was under Vieira. The second game wasn't under Vieira. As far as it was under Roy, which we managed to get a point out of it.
Yeah, that was the one draw. That was the one draw we got in Roy's 10 games, I think.
Yeah. It was towards the end of the season, and we got a decent result there as well. And look, Iwobi's been another solid addition for them. They got Castagna as well. They got a few additions that we can worry about. But I think on our day, if we're playing as with our strongest team, which we can, I know Elisa and France won't be available. But if Gehi Lerma's there as well as Jordan Ayew at home, I favour our chances. So now let's move on to the score predictions. Of course, we got a prediction table this week. It is sorted, so we can see the up-to-date prediction table. Me and T at the top, battling for number 1 spot with 4 points. AJ got a point after predicting a correct outcome. He said 2-1 Villa. It was 3-1, so we did lose the game. Last week, me, T, and Stan managed to get the outcome and the result wrong, and Stan stole 1 point. Stan, you're down there. You're fighting for your life.
I think I got the Wolves one right, so it's 3 points, no?
Did you?
Yeah,
no,
I said.
No,
I said
you did trust me, you did it.
You got to so you only get a point.
You're doing a
You get a point.
Right
you get a
now.
point if you get the outcome correct. You get a point if you get the outcome correct. You get 3 points if you get the outcome and the score correct.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you got your point. Yeah, that's how you.
Wait
got
a minute,
your
man.
point.
We got to talk about this, man. I think we gotta take some points away from AJ from going against the brand, man. I don't know, man. It just feels wrong to give him points.
The game is a game, bro. The game is a game. We're lucky in a way. We're lucky they scored a last-minute winner. Well, they scored 2 in the 90th minute and not 1, because otherwise they would have picked up all 3 points. But he picked up the point. So let's go around with this week's prediction. As always, make sure to let us know your prediction in the comment section down below. I'll start it off, and I will say I want to say 1-1. But I just want to back Palace. I just think this game is important. We just need to get something. We need to get 3 points in this game. I really want us to get 3 points to push on after the Villa defeat. So I'm going to go 1-0 Palace. 1-0 Palace. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think we've got a solid enough defense to stop them. Even if Richards does play, we got a solid team now in defense. I mean, Richards and Gay, play the game together, so they should be more used to each other. So I'm going to go 1-0 Palace. AJ, who's not here, he said 2-1. So, Stan, how do you see this one going?
Well, I'm actually going to be at the game. So I'm overly excited for it. So
exactly, you're coming to the game.
Yeah. So if anyone is ever interested in meeting me, I'll be in the Clifton for about 12:30 until kickoff. But I'm going to go for a score draw. So I'm going to go for 1-1.
1-1 from Stan. All right. So, we're both outcome and the result will be different. So one of us may be getting points. It won't be both of us in that aspect. T?
I'm going to go 2-1 Palace also. I'm going to go 2-1 Palace with AJ.
2-1 Palace. You're backing Palace to win as well.
I think Ayew's going to be healthy. I think I think we'll get Gehi back. Look like Gehi's back in training. So I think we'll get Gehi. So I'm going to go 2-1 Palace.
Well, look, everyone's predicting wins apart from Stan. So Stan, you might be, you might be getting points on us, or you might be getting even left behind even further.
Yeah.
Or if we lose, then no one gets anything, including Palace, of course. But thanks to every single one of you who has watched this. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you to Stan and T as well. We'll be back for more Palace content throughout the week. So make sure to check it out. And until next time, up the Palace.